author and nutritionist Robert Ferguson. Please welcome Robert Ferguson.
All right, y'all, let's hear it for America's Fat Loss Coach, Robert Ferguson!
What's up, everybody? This is my opening. I'm thinking of Lacey Green. Lacey Green. Hey. All right, we are recording this on a Saturday. It's an impromptu. I've been wanting to do this for a couple days, actually. I'm going to share some information with you that will change your world. I promise you. If you give me 20 minutes, I promise you what you will learn is probably something you didn't know. And it's something that can help you starting today. It's something that can help you for the rest of your life. And I can promise that. I can promise that. Okay, so if you stick with me, we're talking 20 minutes of your life. Now, as I dive into this, let me just be real clear that everything I'm going to share with you is brought to you by our Detox Drop. You can go to our store, learn more about it at dietfreelife.com. What I'm seeing right now, you guys, and I'm not selling you, I'm actually telling you. And they always say that telling is not selling. But if you have high uric acid levels, if you have fasting glucose that's elevated, if you have high blood pressure, if you're having a tough time losing weight, if you want to feel better and you got some inflammation going on, I'm telling you right now, the Detox Drop is helping. And you don't got to take my word for it. People are doing it. We have in the last week, about 270 people that are doing the Detox Drop right now. And as they share and give us information, we make edits and we make our program that much better. It's a 7-day program. It is a real program. But I'm hearing really positive things. I have no reason to exaggerate at all. I'm just telling you the truth. So if you're someone sitting around and you're like, man, I got some weight I want to lose. I just want to feel better. And you don't want to get caught up in all these crazy lies and fad diets and false promises. I'm real, and I have a proven track record since 1995 that's real. And I have 2 evidence-based clinical trials that support me. I've written 3 books on the topic. I've worked with a ton of celebrities, a whole bunch of athletes, big-ass companies. I'm just keeping it real with you. I have no reason to lie to you. I'm here to help you out. I am. And there's a lot of people that could benefit from this type of jumpstart. So if you want to learn more about it, just go to the links that we have provided. But what I'm going to share with you today, you don't got to buy. I'm just going to share with you. You're about to be informed. Okay, so let's dive into it. The title of my share today is Dehydration Can Drive Weight Gain. Now, let's say that you have a personal trainer, or you have a dietitian, or you have a nutritionist, or you have someone you're working with, and you really respect and believe them. I'm willing to bet you that you didn't know what I'm about to share with you, that none of those people that you've met really understand how being dehydrated can drive weight gain. Most people don't know it. Now, our coaches know it because, leadership from the top. So if you wanted to become a nutritionist, weight loss coach, we need coaches. We really do need more coaches. And I'm very proud of our coaches. And if that's something that you're interested in, then get with us and I will be there for you and mentor you all the way 100%. Nutrition is king. It really is. And this is a prime example of what I'm going to share with you, because most people don't know the basics. They don't even know what metabolic water is. When you mention metabolic water, they'll just stare at you. It's like they have no idea. So as I get set up here and share a couple more things, if you don't have any like paper or a place to take notes, I want you to take notes. Now you can go to our YouTube channel and you can watch this again and again and again and get it then. But if you take notes right now, you'll own this for the rest of your life. Okay. And what I'm about to share with you is something that I make available inside of our Detox Drop, right? So when people go through the Detox Drop, we have a website. And so you get the program, but you log into the website, and then on day 2, everything I'm going to share right now is going to be on day 2, and you can watch it 1,000 times if you want. And there's additional information that can help you. So when you get the detox drop, you don't just get a program, you get an education. This is going to be good. And if you have questions, stay with me. Okay. So again, my goal, I got 15 minutes now. I told myself 20 minutes. So that means I have to share with you what I'm saying I'm going to share with you and blow your mind in like less than 15 minutes. So let's dive in. Now, for those of you who are new, please share. If you care, I appreciate it because that's why I share. You can always catch anything at our YouTube channel. Just go there on YouTube. You can type in Robert Ferguson or Diet for Life. You'll find us. And then make sure you like, subscribe, and then you'll be notified anytime I share information. Okay? All right. So here we go. Let's go. And if you have questions, post them as we're going if you're catching me live. So here we go. Number 1. I'm opening up with a question. Did you know that being dehydrated can cause fatty liver, which is 25% of the adult population in North America? Being dehydrated can cause increased blood pressure. How many people you know that have high blood pressure? Being dehydrated can cause weight gain. This is just 3. I could go into more, but these are the 3 main ones. Did you know that? And if you're catching me, say, "Nah, I didn't know that." Oh, I did know that. Okay. But that's the opening question. So what causes dehydration? Anybody know? What causes a person to be dehydrated? And dehydrated meaning you don't have, you're not at homeostasis when it comes to the amount of water in your body. If you don't have a good amount of water in your body, then you're dehydrated. And a large percentage of people are dehydrated. And it's not always because you're not drinking enough water, which you're going to learn. Sometimes it's based on what you're eating that's causing you to be dehydrated, not based on what you're consuming. Whoa, that was deep. Okay, let's keep it moving. If you're not drinking an adequate amount of water, you can be dehydrated. If you are not drinking an adequate amount of water, you can be dehydrated. So the take home, if you had to leave right now because you're walking out the door, I would say drink more water. And of course, I'm going to give some solutions on how you do that. Unfortunately, there's a whole bunch of organizations that are talking about health, and no one is explaining it the way I'm about to explain it. And if I'm wrong on that, whether you catch the replay or you catch me live, correct me. Put it in the comments. I would love to be corrected because that would help everybody else. But I'm not going to be corrected because most physicians, most dietitians, nutritionists, personal trainers, when I'm sharing information, and this is not being pompous, I'm just telling the truth, they're learning things that they didn't know. That's why a lot of them follow me. They don't comment because they're being educated. And then they take a lot of what I share with you guys, and then they make it part of what they do, and they go teach other people. They don't have the, I don't know, the fortitude or the confidence or the humility to reach out to me and say, "Hey, thank you. You've been educating me because I didn't know this. And I spent $5, $10, $15, $20,000 getting educated. And a lot of what you share, Robert, I didn't know. I know that to be true, you guys. I get it. But again, my goal is to share. The lack of humility that these influencers have, I mean, that's on them. If they were real, they would actually acknowledge me or like send me an email or say, "Hey, thank you." But they don't because they're trying to be something that they're not. But regardless, okay, the basics is you want to drink enough water. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And if you have high serum sodium, meaning let's say you're not drinking enough water or you eat a whole bunch of food that's high in sodium, that can cause you to be dehydrated. That can cause you to be dehydrated. So, and that doesn't mean that salt is bad. I'm just saying that if you consume a significant amount of salt, and let's say you hadn't drank much water, then you're going to have a elevated amount of sodium floating in your circulation, and yet that's going to cause you to be dehydrated. Okay, so we have that. Now, key facts that you want to know. Key facts that you want to know. Fructose can cause you to store fat. And I'm not going to go into the metabolic pathways of fructose today. We've done that, and I'll do it again. But we know 100,000% that fructose, okay, it's one of many sugars, can cause you to store fat. The science is very clear. Your body can also make fructose, because I'll meet people and they'll say, well, I don't really eat high fructose corn syrup. Okay. They don't realize that if you consume any sugar, if you eat broccoli, if you had a slice of bread, if you ate asparagus, if you had a potato, you're getting some fructose and you're getting some glucose and you're getting some sucrose. And sucrose is table sugar, but when it gets inside of your body, it's broken up into two sugars, glucose and fructose. So understanding carbohydrate metabolism is really helpful. So everyone is getting some fructose, everybody. But what's interesting, and I want you to understand this, that your body can create fructose depending on if you're hydrated or not. Depending on if you're hydrated or not. One more time. Depending on your level of hydration, your body can make fructose from glucose that's stored in your tissues. Okay, that may be new to some people. Now you know. Dehydration stimulates fructose production, and fructose is causing fatty liver. Fructose is causing weight gain. Fructose is causing insulin resistance. Fructose is causing uric acid levels to be elevated. Fructose is causing high blood pressure. Fructose is causing a ton of problems. And if you're dehydrated, you stimulate more fructose, whether your body is making it, which is what I'm referring to, even though you may not be eating it. Yep. And we can go into great detail on that. We do. But here's the facts, because I'm going somewhere. My goal is to give you some information that you can use for the rest of your life today. Fructose production stimulates fat storage. So a person could eat less calories. They could be doing everything perfectly. And fructose is causing them to gain body fat, not just in their liver, but in their fat cells. Yep. And I'm not even going to get into how fructose connects and ties into Alzheimer's and dementia. The take home here, okay, for those of you who are getting me and you're paying attention and you really actually care about your health, is, and you don't want Alzheimer's and you don't want, dementia. Who cares about losing some body fat? You definitely don't want those things, and they're on the rise. Fructose is the number one driver for why people are experiencing dementia and Alzheimer's. And some of you have fatty liver and you're not doing anything about it. You're like not doing anything about it. You may actually think you're eating right, but yet you're driving more fructose because your body can create it. If you're not hydrated, which is the foundation, you could be eating you could be at Whole Foods every day, all day. But if you don't understand the basics of what I'm sharing and what our methodology provides, then you are fooling yourself. And you'll see. And unfortunately, if it is Alzheimer's or dementia, you'll never know because you just won't know. That's part of, unfortunately, I mean, that's a really sad thing. But the truth is clear. The truth is clear. Man, the truth is clear. Okay, so fructose, we know, stimulates fat storage. And a lot of people, like I'll go and do a talk in front of a very wealthy community, and everybody's got money. And then I'll watch people get some tea and they'll put like agave nectar in their tea. That's better than honey. No, it's not. Agave nectar is like 90% fructose. Yeah. Well, it's good on the glycemic index. It doesn't cause of course, fructose doesn't drive up your insulin or your glucose. It has to be metabolized by, your liver. And so you're buying it and using it for the wrong reasons. Man, it's a mind-blowing to me. But I experience it all the time because I meet a lot of people who are wealthy, a lot of people who are informed, a lot of people who have good professions, and they sit there and just stare at me when I break it down and help them realize that, they think they got it going on, but they're creating more harm than good. That's why people I coach, and you guys know who you are, you're informed. I make sure that you are ahead of the game compared to everybody else. And I do the same thing with my coaches. So if you have one of our Diet Free Life coaches, then they're informed. We're on top of it. And we can battle with anybody because we want you to know the truth. Okay. Let's keep it moving. Last one. Fat production provides a source of water. What the hell? That's when I'm talking about metabolic water. So when you see that camel and it has those humps on his back, that's fat. That's not water. When you see that bear that gains a whole bunch of weight before it goes into hibernation, that's fat. When you see that whale that gets a third of its water from all of that fat in its body, that's metabolic water. See, what happens is the bear doesn't drink water when it's sleeping for 6 to 8 months. The fat that it built up gets metabolized into CO2, water, carbon dioxide and water. And the water hydrates that bear. The hummingbird that's flying around at 40% body fat is drinking nectar all day, fructose, to get the fat up. So that when it goes on long, flights, it hydrates from its own fat. And we're no different, you guys. Now, we don't live like that because we don't go and sleep for, 6 to 8 months. But our bodies are designed to do the same. And as you gain body fat because you're dehydrated, the fat will build up with the goal of, if necessary, you can hydrate yourself. It's like you've heard people say, and dietitians will say, oh yeah, well, you go into survival mode, but they don't break it down and share with you the way I'm sharing with you right now. None of them do. I talk to them all the time. They don't know. Okay. But you do. I want you to be informed. I don't care about them. I want you to be informed because they're sharing a whole bunch of misinformation anyway. They're just misinformed. It's sad. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Okay. Now let's get into it. If you eat a high amount of glucose, starch, like pizza, for instance, or a big burger, right, with the bread, and or salt, and you're dehydrated, this is what can happen. Glucose in your body converts to sorbitol. You've probably heard of sorbitol. It's a sugar alcohol. And it converts via this enzyme called aldose reductase. You can Google this, you can look it up, you'll be informed. That's how glucose eventually becomes fructose in the body. Its first stop is it becomes sorbitol. Okay? And a lot of this could be avoided if you were hydrated. The sorbitol converts to fructose via a different enzyme called sorbitol dehydrogenase, and then you have fructose in your body, even though you didn't even eat it. But because you're dehydrated, this is going to happen. Then the fructose stimulates fat storage. We know that fructose drives fatty liver. We know that fructose puts you in a position where your ATP, your mitochondria, is reduced and you start to store fat because your mitochondria is a very important cell in your body. ATP does not feed off of fructose. It feeds off of food, glucose, and fat. And this is where you see a lot of people seeing their fatty liver get worsen. Blood pressure actually starts to go up, and they have unwanted weight gain. And the last point that I will make is that When you have high levels of this hormone called vasopressin in the blood, whenever they test overweight or obese people or people who have a lot of body fat, their vasopressin levels are elevated. And vasopressin, right, this is a hormone, is produced in your brain, and it actually causes you to conserve water. And vasopressin also uses fructose to drive fat storage and insulin resistance. So vasopressin, what happens is it communicates from your brain and tells your kidneys to hold water. It'll pull water from anything that you're eating. And that's why sometimes people will see increased weight gain on the scale. And all of this goes back to, are you hydrated or not? When you're not hydrated, all of this starts to take place. The switch turns on, glucose starts converting to fructose. You start to experience the storage. The fat hormone vasopressin starts to elevate in the blood. You start to retain water. And what do I mean by that? This is what I mean by it. If you weigh 200 pounds right now, 100 of those pounds that are on that scale is water. 100 pounds. If you weigh 300 pounds, 150 pounds, and I'm conservative here, is water. I mean, if everyone can get what I'm saying, it could change everything. Because sometimes we're not drinking enough water and we get on the scale in the morning and we get frustrated because the weight's not going down. And you don't realize that half your weight on the scale is actually water in your body. Oh, I mean, can I get an amen? I mean, I know you guys are paying attention. I got a few people catching me, there's about 30, 40 people catching me live between Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I mean, can I get an amen? Is this making sense? Help me help you. So I'm going to open it up right now, right? So I see that, Stacy, what's up, Stacy? Stacy's amazing. Stacy's who's in the dental world. She's also a coach. And I don't know if Stacy realizes, but the largest dental organizations in America are in conversations with us right now because they love the diet-free life methodology. They see the benefit of it, and they want more dentists, dental hygienists. They want more people in the dental profession to know about the methodology. One, they could use it personally, and two, we are going to work out some type of initiative where we're able to help their people, because when you look at dental health and you look at the things that we do as far as overall health, there's a clear connection. And we're talking to the big boys, if you will, because there's a combination, there's a connection. And as Stacy makes a comment, she says, I didn't know it can cause fatty liver. We're talking about dehydration and fructose. I'm on to some stuff, man, that's like, we're on to some real stuff. There's a whole bunch of people out there just talking, and they're selling products, and they're just selling, I saw someone selling lose 5 pounds in 5 days. It's the same as lose 30 pounds in 30. I mean, really? Where is the integrity? Where is the real integrity of any of this? And if you open your eyes, you'll start to see there's a lack of integrity when it comes to like weight loss. They just prey on people who are feeling desperate. They constantly are preyed upon because a lot of these companies that sell products, they don't know how to do it. I know they don't know because I've met most of them. They don't get it. That's why, I mean, it shocks me because I see people that I actually have respect for. And I go, man, how can you actually promote anything like that when you're talking about a person's life emotionally? You're talking about what they are dealing with. weight and how you feel about your body, that's some serious stuff. And so when companies are just like, let's just throw something out there and see if it sticks, I have no respect for that. None. Absolutely none. I have no respect for it because they have no empathy or sympathy for what people are really dealing with. And I'm in the game for real. For real. It's unbelievable. Okay, someone says, "Amen. This exactly explains why I have lost 11 pounds in the first 3 days. I was severely dehydrated. I love you, Robert. Let's go." Well, thank you. Because in our detox drop, a big part of it is getting people to drink water. So here's something that all of you can do and make this part of your habits. Before you eat a meal, drink a cup of water, at least a cup. Before you have a snack, drink a cup of water. If you do that, you are setting yourself up where fructose is less likely to be produced without you consuming it. That polyol pathway is less likely to be activated if you drink water. Because see, once you drink water, let's say that you're a little dehydrated. And if you're dehydrated, you're going to have a little bit more salt in your blood. And by drinking water, you dilute it. And when you dilute it, you keep that switch from being turned on. This is what all the data is saying. Now, our methodology is clear. We get it. We know how to eat foods in the right combinations and all that. And we're seeing people get amazing results. The only people who don't get results with us are the people who don't follow the program. Serious. Like if somebody wants to lose weight and you want to be healthier and you want to like get your blood pressure down, if you follow what we teach, it's going to work out because we're evidence-based and clinically proven. Okay? So let me see. Stacy says periodontal disease and diabetes are related. Yes, they are. Not long ago, I was in Chicago meeting with a company. They have a brand called Gum. We did a national diabetes thing, and we're actually going back to them because we're getting ready to work with this big dental industry. And it's interesting what Stacy's bringing up because she knows about the Diet for Your Life methodology. She knows about the dental world. And what Stacy, what you're about to witness is us doing something on a grand scale, and everybody in the dental world is going to become familiar with what we're doing. And you're going to be like, I've known about this for years. And that's going to happen in a whole bunch of other areas. So a lot of the people who I know already and you're aware of our work, wake up. Don't be sleeping on this. You should be benefiting from this because you knew about it before everybody else. You knew about it, so you should benefit. That's all I'm saying, Stacy. You should benefit because you were aware of it, and you should be part of what we're doing when it comes to the dental world because you get it. Okay, so I shared some good information, you guys. Okay, we talked about what metabolic water is, and that's when fat creates water so that camel can be hydrated. Same thing would happen to us. However, before that starts to happen, because that's kind of a benefit, that means you're burning, you're metabolizing that fat. We stay in storage mode and get stuck there. So you want to reverse that. And that's why I'm loving the detox drop. I'm loving the results that I'm seeing. And thank you guys for those who jumped on. We revamped it. I've been making the detox drop available for 20 years. We totally changed it. The nutrition plan is solid. And the supplements that we make available are solid. There's no liquids or powders, and people are doing great. Yeah, I'm very thankful. Let me see. There's Catherine, one of my favorite people in the world. She says, "Great information, always giving us the knowledge we need." Thank you, Robert. Well, thank you, Catherine, because you are a good person. You are a sweetheart. You are a solid human being, and I can feel your heart, and I love your laugh. Like I have people tell me my entire life, they go, "Hey, I like your laugh." Well, I like your laugh, Catherine. So if you and I are somewhere together, and I look forward to that day, maybe in one of our coast retreats, or maybe we're going to be somewhere else, but you and I are going to have people laughing because they're going to like both of our laughs. So that's a win-win. All right. Well, I went way over. Well, I went longer than I thought I was going to go. Any questions while you guys got me live? And for those who are on the detox drop right now, stay the course. Make sure you check in because I do have transition recommendations on how you, because a lot of times people will do a detox, right? Or a cleanse. And when the cleanse over, there's no guidance on what to do afterward, right? Or they'll go to church and they'll do a 30 or 40-day fast. And when the fast is over, there's no guidelines to tell you like, all right, well, how should I eat afterward? We have that. So make sure you log in and that information will be there. Okay. Let me see. Someone says we accidentally had 2 eggs and a cup of cottage cheese for breakfast. Will that be okay? Yes. See, 2 eggs. Eggs is primarily protein and fat. Cottage cheese has a little bit of carbs in it, but it's, significant amount of protein and some fat. Yeah, and that's fine. So what she's asking me is that, the question is coming from the standpoint of if you're doing the detox drop, we have people eat in the morning a certain way that mimics the benefits that some of these popular drugs like Wegovy, Ozempic, Mounjaro, Trulicity, what they do as far as from a synthetic standpoint. Instead of a drug, we're using real food to create the exact same benefit with this hormone called GLP-1. So we're using food as medicine to create the benefits that people are putting themselves at risk by taking a drug. But you learn how to use food to get the same outcomes. That's real. And more people need to know about this. It's unfortunate that they don't. So they jump to a drug when they could have learned how to eat food and get the exact same benefits without the side effects and the increased risk of everything from nausea to diarrhea to cancer. Cancer. All right. I'm Robert Ferguson. Thank you. And if you have not signed up for our YouTube channel, please go there. Just do it now so that if you don't catch me on Facebook, because you never know what could happen on Facebook, if you don't catch me on LinkedIn, if you don't catch me somewhere else, but you like the information that we do share, then YouTube, you can always get it there, right? You can go back and watch it whenever you want, or you can catch it live. I'm Robert Ferguson. I share because I care. And if you want to learn more, go to dietfreelife.com.